As I have written here, today we are going to do if then form, practice set 1.3, and if the part of the statement which is included in if is called antecedent, and the part of the statement included in then is called consequent. Now a basic example of what is the if then form. Okay, let me take Joel's example. If Joel eats well, then he will be called a healthy boy. If Joel eats well, then he will be called a healthy boy. Okay, now what does this mean? If Joel eats well is called as antecedent, as I said in this statement, and then he will be called a healthy boy is called as the consequent. Okay, now the same statement I can write it in an inverse way. You know, in active and passive voice, you had passive and you can convert passive to active, active to passive. Do something like this. What is the statement? If Joel eats well, then he will be called a healthy boy. Now the same statement I can write it as what? If Joel is a healthy boy, then he eats well. Correct? If Joel is a healthy boy, then he eats well. Now what does this mean? If Joel is a healthy boy, then he eats well. Joel eats well, then he will be called a healthy boy is the antecedent and consequent. And if Joel is a healthy boy, then he eats well means if you see a boy who's healthy, that means he eats well. Correct? Common sense. So the same statement, without changing the meaning, I put consequent first and then I put the antecedent. The same statement, without changing the meaning, I put the consequent first, then I put the antecedent. Okay. So I hope you all understood till here the if then form. Now the same if then form we will do. Okay, till here if you all understood, please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up if you all understood till here. Very good. Okay. Let me take an example. I'm writing it down here. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay. Now if you see, this is a simple sentence. What I wrote on the whiteboard, the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now we have to convert this into an if-then statement. We have to convert this into an if-then statement. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Now what is a parallelogram? A parallelogram is nothing but a quadrilateral. Parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium, rectangle, square, all these are nothing but quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? Any four-sided figure, four-sided geometrical figure is called as a quadrilateral. Okay. So opposite angles of a parallelogram are quadrilateral. Is there an if here in this statement? No. Is there a then in this statement? No. So we have to convert this into an if then form of a statement. So how will we write this? This example I'll make you understand, then you'll be able to do all the others. See the example. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. This is given to us. How will we convert this into a if then statement? See, if there is a quadrilateral, or if a quadrilateral has opposite angles congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a parallelogram. Let me write it. If a quadrilateral has its opposite angles congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a parallelogram. Simple. Now let's explain. Let us see this once again. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Simple statement, not an if-then form. Convert it into an if-then form. Now we know that parallelogram is a quadrilateral. So if a quadrilateral has its opposite angles congruent, then, now if is written here, then is written here. So if a quadrilateral has opposite angles congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a parallelogram. Okay. So I hope you all understand the first example. Please give me a thumbs up if you understood the first example. We'll go to the next one then. Great. Next one. Hypotenuse of a rectangle is congruent. Or we can say diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Now this is again a simple statement. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Okay, this is your simple statement. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Now again, rectangle is also a quadrilateral. Okay, we have to convert this into a if-then form. Can anyone try and tell me the answer? Can anyone try? Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. What was the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent? That means what we did, if a quadrilateral has opposite angles congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a parallelogram. Now what will come for this? Now it is given diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. Can anybody try? Can anybody try? Anyone? 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 No. Okay. So I'll explain you. If anyone can try, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Anybody can try? No. Okay, no problem. Diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So simple. If a quadrilateral has its diagonals congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a, can anyone unmute and tell me? Unmute and tell me, then that quadrilateral is called as a, if a quadrilateral has its diagonals congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a what? Can anyone unmute? Can anyone unmute and tell me what is that quadrilateral called?
Yes. Rectangle.
Very good, Sanika. Superb. Mute yourself. If a quadrilateral has its diagonals congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a rectangle. Simple. Okay. One more example. Can anyone tell me the answer of this? Opposite sides of a square are congruent. Now here again, square also is a quadrilateral. Can anyone tell me this answer? Opposite sides of a square are congruent.
Sir, can I try?
Yes, come on, Alistair. Superb.
If the opposite sides of
If a quadrilateral, we start with if a quadrilateral
has opposite sides are congruent, then that quadrilateral is known as a square.
Perfect. Superb. Superb, Alistair. Okay. If others also, if you all knew something of this, then you'll are close to the correct answer. That means you'll are understanding. If you'll are blank, that means you'll have still not understood. Rectangle is a quadrilateral. Square also is a quadrilateral. So if a quadrilateral has its opposite sides congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a square. This is converting a simple sentence into an if-then form of a statement. Okay. Now that Joel's example that I gave, if Joel eats well, then he is healthy. Now this simple, suppose I convert this into a simple statement. This is called as a simple statement. What is put on the whiteboard for you? Joel is a healthy boy. Joel is a healthy boy. Now how a person becomes healthy? Because he eats well. Okay. Without eating well, suppose we only do exercise, will we be healthy? No. We have to eat well. That is most important than doing exercise. So if Joel eats well, then he is a healthy boy. Okay. So this is called as if-then form of a statement. One more example. Let us take one more example. diagonals of a square are congruent. Can anyone tell me the answer of this? Convert to if then form. Can anyone tell me the answer of this? Come on. Anyone who knows can unmute themselves and tell me fast. Diagonals of a square are congruent.
So can I tell?
Yes. Yes, Joel, continue.
If diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then that quadrilateral is called a square.
Superb. Or if a quadrilateral has its diagonals congruent, then that quadrilateral is called as a square. Okay, let me write it. Tell me what you said, Joel, again. If
diagonals of a quadrilateral are congruent, then that
are congruent, then the quadrilateral is called as a square. Okay. Now, if then form, always remember, if then form is always called as your converse of any theorem. If then form is always called as a converse of your theorem. What is the meaning of converse? Is like same thing like changing active voice to passive voice without changing the meaning. Okay. So converse of the theorem, always you will have if then form of statement. Now if you remember, in the previous lecture we did a theorem. What is the name of that theorem? Can anyone unmute and tell me which theorem we did in the previous lecture? What is the name of the theorem?
vertically
opposite angle theorem. What was the theorem statement? Can anybody tell me? Statement of the theorem was what?
line.
If Joel, come on.
Opposite angles form.
I can't hear you clearly.
If opposite angles formed by two. If opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines are of equal measures.
Yes. Then
it is called a vertically opposite angle.
Yes. If opposite angles are of equal measure. Now those opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines. Two intersecting line. What is the meaning of this? Opposite angles formed by two intersecting lines. So these two opposite angles, suppose I name this as A, B, C, D, F. Okay. So which angle is congruent to which angle? If both these lines are intersecting at point B, so angle ABC is congruent to which angle? Can anyone type in the chat box and tell me angle ABC is congruent to which angle? Angle ABC is congruent to which angle? What is the opposite angle of angle ABC? DBF, superb Alistair. Angle DBF and angle ABD is congruent to which angle? ABD is congruent to which angle? Anyone? Type in the chat box, superb Alistair. Angle CBF. Okay. So this is nothing but your Manthan. If you know this and you told the correct answer, C-BF, CBF. Okay. CBF also correct, no problem. So I have understood the vertically opposite angles theorem. Let me